So a lot of us are feeling pretty anxious right now. It seems like Hensley had a good handle on what the coronavirus is and all the implications of that, but we've really had to sit our children aside and explain to them. Dr. Alok Trivedi is a stress reduction expert and is joining us on the phone right now to tell us how to help kids deal with stress right now.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. So I myself have a couple of little ones. A lot of parents out there, I think, struggling with how to deal with talking to their kids, but not just opening up the conversation, but also helping them deal with some of the anxiety.
Yeah, it's a challenging time for kids and parents, not knowing kind of what's ahead of us, right? Anytime we don't know what's ahead of us, there's a lack of certainty. And for us as parents, I have 2 kids of my own, and for us as parents, it's important to make sure that we are actually speaking to them in a calm, rational state. Children are going to pick up the emotions, the chaos that we feel, so it's important that we talk to them calm and rational and not get caught up in all the noise and social media that's around us.
So how do we keep kids on a routine? Because I would imagine you'd say that that's pretty important, right?
Yeah, it is. Keep them entertained is very important. What I recommend is all children have something, human behavior, every child has something that they would love to do. If you can create educational projects around what they love to do, there's a higher probability that they're going to focus, they're going to be more engaged, and they're not going to get caught up playing video games and watching TV all day long and doing uninspired activities. If you get them to focus on things that they love and create projects around it, they'll be much more engaged and actually be excited about being homeschooled at this time.
So find those moments in the day to kind of pull them away from the monitors and the screens to have them do an activity. That's great advice. Doctor, what if they ask pointed questions about when are we going to go back to school? When can I see my friends?
Yeah, it's a tough one too. I really recommend find ways to engage their friends if you can, if it's possible, via social aspects like Zoom or FaceTime or any of these platforms that are out there. Have them see each other. If your kids play video games, they have online gaming where they can connect on that. I'm not against video games because video games have a value for these kids. And if you can let them and create some sort of a competition around it or some sort of engagement around it, it's not a negative thing. It's actually a positive thing that keeps their brain engaged. But when they get to go to school again, we don't know the exact answer to that, but I would definitely find the benefits for them in being at home right now.
So, Doctor, what if they start to notice more people with face masks on? Maybe that scares them. How do we explain to them why people are wearing those masks?
Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth that there is something called coronavirus. If you lie to them and don't tell them the truth, they're going to read through that. So tell them the truth that there's this thing out there, but you're young and healthy. So the chances of you getting it are absolutely nil. My son went through this where he was so nervous and scared, and I showed him the data on it, that it was such a low probability. It's like, oh, okay, and I'm not older, I'm not immunocompromised, any of these things. And he was able to rationalize it for himself because he's no longer in fear that he's going to contract this.
Be honest about the facts. I like it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very helpful information.
Thank you so much.
So as we are all dealing with isolation,